What are you doing, beloved?
Attention, attention, my black brothers. What I want y'all to do right now is take out the do-rag, the silky, tie it down. I want to see the waves glistening. If you got nappy hair, pick it. Don't let nobody discourage you.
Ariel.
Black boy.
So what is a album or a song that you are like playing like endlessly or like giving you a certain type of mood right now? Like I've been like into a height of music right now and I want to know, what is the girls listening to? What are we listening to, y'all?
Y'all want to go first?
It's like you Warren, you.
I mean, you obviously had one prepared, so go first.
Okay. Well, I would say I'm gonna start with the album that I have been started. Maybe I'll say midway 2020 because we just found January. But Ungodly Hour has been looped and looped and looped and looped and looped.
Yes.
As well as Victoria Monet Jaguar album. Glitter on Fire. Ain't no
Promote yourself.
Glitter on Fire Dance Swiftly has been in rotation as well, which is I'm happy about because I'm very critical. And The Gift still gets played for me. Who else? It's a couple albums. I've been going to some old albums as well, but I would say those three have definitely been in constant.
Did y'all see like Chloe's Busted challenge on social media?
I haven't.
It's all over. Everybody is resharing it. She is grown. I'm just gonna let y'all know that now. She is. She is grown.
I'm here for it.
I am too. Devin, what's up? What you got?
So, as you're aware, I have been streaming Magic 8 Ball religiously since it dropped. I've been going back and forth between that and what's it called? Hotel since they dropped. And no lie, I've been playing the fuck out of To You. Like the
What? Oh!
It's stuck in my head right now.
Every time I hear it, I'm already just ready. Like, when I hear that, I'm like, we gonna talk about it.
You got a hit on your hands, honey.
You got something.
Thank you.
For me, I've been listening to oldies. Velvet Rope. I just started to listen to Velvet Rope. Wasn't really a big fan of Janet, and then like I was on social media and it was like talking about like Together Again, and I was like, okay, let me dive into that. Let me hear it, and I was like, okay, I'm vibing. I'm liking that. And then, of course, Hotels. It's literally my life. I just am like, girl, you got to get yourself together. You can't be all over the place. And then one song is, well, thanks to Tevin Campbell. It was Bring the World. No.
Come back to the world.
Yeah, come back to the world. Come back to the world. Devin, we like play music all like we just send each other songs or just like list. We have like the same thing. So like when he told me about that song, I was like, gotta find it. And I was like,
this comes in like no, Tevin came out the pocket like boom. Like, I think it was not playing. That song is great. Shout out to Rashawn Patterson for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that shit slaps.
And him too, Rashawn Patterson. Like I was definitely him, Babyface, and Tevin Campbell. I came up with like a playlist, like because they all have like this certain sound. It doesn't all sound the same, but it has a little bit of similarities. Like I love live music, so like I love live bands. So like I have a playlist, and I'm just like I don't know who I'm listening to right now, but they all are. Oh, and then last but not least, Babyface and Toni Braxton, Love Marriage Divorce, or Love Divorce and Marriage. Yes, that is the album that I am like.
There's a song on there I think I like.
So y'all indulging the legend.
We love music over here. We are uncategorized music podcast. If you all,
so correct.
We are unclassified.
We stand the tunes, darling.
Yes. But we're going to get into the show. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Lord Davry.
And I'm Derwin King.
And welcome back to another episode of That Black Boy Joy, where we create a space where Black boys can be themselves.
And so much more.
And you all, as you all can tell, we have a guest in the building, a lovely guest. We have singer, writer and producer up in this building, Warren Dumas. He is in the building with us for today's episode, all about him and his lovely project that he has out right now, Glitter on Fire, which you all need to stream because it is fire. But first of all, Warren, what is up? How are you?
I am doing well. I have been busy trying to, stay afloat and promoting and also like rehearsing just in case for live shows in the future. And just working to make sure I build this empire. And yeah, so I'm here.
Yes, well, I'm glad you are like you're consistent, like you're preparing for a live show because you never know when somebody might call you and be like, "I need you to perform on Zoom."
You do know that they will. I
You
know
you
got
that's
know,
right.
all times.
Oh, sidebar. Okay, so okay, never mind. We're gonna save that for hot topics. So, wow, because I was ready to jump into the inauguration, but we're gonna save that for that. But we are so excited to have you on the show, Warren. We will be definitely diving into who you are, your artistry, and things of that nature a little bit later on into the show. But of course, like we always do, we dive into our Black Boy Joy Spotlight for the week. And this week's Black Boy Joy Spotlight is a man by the name of Brian B on social media. He is actually known for where the hood niggas at. What a hood niggas at? Like, period. We need that energy. That is my motto. Social media star and also a business mogul with his business Be Fabulous, where he sells luxury Brazilian bundles, which I did
Come
not know.
through.
He's a mogul as well. You may have seen him on his bold personality all over social media on people's profiles such as Tiana Taylor, Winnie Harlow, Kay Michelle, and others. But he is unapologetically himself. He is bold, brass, and beautiful, and we just love the inspiration that he has. When he walks into a room, he literally has all eyes on him. And I love that. And he always emphasizes just slaying and being yourself. When you walk into some place, shut it down, all eyes on you. If they're not looking at you, then you are an unimportant. So I really appreciate that. I also just love where the hood niggas at.
Me too. I literally say it every day. I will like bust out of my room and like my roommates will just be minding their business. And I'm like, what the heck is that?
Yeah. So if I could say that at my job, I would walk in and say like, "Good morning, where the hood niggas at?" You know, I would say
Yes.
that. But of course, I work with these corporate white folks, so you know, I gotta still stay. I gotta keep my
Boo.
blackness. Gotta keep my blacklist a little bit intact. But we just wanted to say, um, keep serving that black boy joy magic and continue to be unapologetically yourself, Brian B. And all you all check him out on Instagram at Brian B. That is BRYANTBEE on all platforms. And now we're going to get into our hot topics, which I only got one that's really important to me right now, and it is the inauguration. Of course, this is the only thing that we really can like get into because we've seen the fashions, we've seen the hair, we've seen music. So let's dive into it, y'all. Devin, I know you're ready. I see you, Devin.
No, because there were just like there were so many thoughts. Like, okay, first of all, shout out to the end of at least a portion of the awful era we've been in the last 4 years because I low key have like some intense trauma. Just like watching the press conference today with the press secretary. I'm watching it and I'm like so shocked that she's like telling us things. Like I'm like, whoa, what? The truth? This is crazy. And it was like so crazy. I was so relieved that I just like waved at her like when she was leaving as if she was in the room because I was just like, what? So yesterday I watched the inauguration for the sole purpose of just like trying to wash out the remnants of our previous administration. It was a lackluster inauguration. There was absolutely nothing spectacular about it. It was actually so lackluster that the most interesting thing to happen is Michelle Obama's hair. She just looked amazing. She looked spectacular.
Mhm.
Literally the most spectacular thing to happen the entire day because then J Lo sang and she did okay. Don't know why they invited her. I assume it has something to do with her being a brown woman. And this administration is going to do a huge diversity and inclusion push, which they've already started, which of course I support. Equity is great. Um, but that also means that they're going to go through extraordinary lengths to make sure that we associate this administration with diversity
Diversity.
inclusion.
Yeah.
So here we are with Miss J Lo that no one asked for, steady trying to make her mark as a legend, honey. We love the effort, honey.
You
It's just
know.
interesting that women, people who have been in the industry as long as she has and are her age don't have to try so hard. But here we are. Welcome,
You know,
girl.
so first of all, I just found out, y'all. Christina Milian like literally sung a song, and like J Lo was like her voice. Jada was acting like her. What song was that?
Yes, was it Love Don't Cost a
DJ
Thing?
play that song. No, I don't know. It was a song by. Was it that way? I
Um,
don't remember what song it was that Christina Milian wrote and literally sung, and they just put J Lo like she did with Ashanti's voice.
I was gonna say it's almost like she has a history of taking black women's talents and applying them to her own.
She's like Ursula.
Thereof.
She's like Ursula to me. I'm like, but the Latina version. I'm
Oh, I'm
like,
so sorry. You know what? I really just went in. Poor thing. Okay. So she's a part of the club. Beyonce is one of the many people who has, had the opportunity to sing at the inauguration and the inaugural ball. So she can at least say she's halfway there.
she's all there. Let's go right to the fashions. Who? I mean, I was loving the fashions. I definitely was here for the lavender. The like trend was like lavender, like Michelle Obama. We also had Miss Hillary Clinton up in that joint. It's just like an old family reunion. Like all these people's up here, like we've been here, like we back. This is we gotta bleach this place. We gotta get all this like orange dust off the building. Like it's like a deep
That
do.
nigga did. I don't think
Let's
that's
shoot of this.
completely unprecedented to my knowledge. Or at
He's
least in the
got
last
that
couple
old.
administrations for the like exiting president to just not be at the inauguration.
Like, it was weird. It was really weird.
It's
Yeah.
getting weird. Yeah, he definitely went out the back door. Like I didn't even leave a thank you note. He just was like,
Oh, but he did. Apparently he did. He left a note for Biden. I don't know what it. Nobody knows what the fuck it said. I mean, we can only imagine what the fuck the shit said. But there was a note left. A note was
okay,
left.
I did
I'm excited. Oh, that's the Super Bowl. I thought Jasmine Sullivan. I told my sister Jasmine Sullivan was singing the national anthem at the inauguration. I said, y'all, we
At the
waiting on
damn Super
hotels.
Bowl.
It was so Jasmine Sullivan will be singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, not at the inauguration. So sorry, sister.
When is the Super Bowl? Is that next month?
January 31st. I don't
Oh,
know.
this month.
I don't know. Y'all, I'm just playing.
This is one of the first years where football season has just come and gone, and I didn't have to be concerned about it even in the slightest. Do you know that I haven't seen even a second of a football game this year? I am just so thankful
so
that
happy.
I can't believe it took a pandemic. It took a pandemic for football not to be in my face. Like, wow, not going to work and talking to niggas in the office. I don't have to hear about what the Rams did and who the Saints lost to and the Washington team sucks or whatever. Like, who gives a motherfucker? Because I don't.
Yeah.
All I want to hear is who got eliminated on RuPaul's Drag Race last night. Who was tooted and booted?
They can tell me about the sports if they tell me who's single, honey. Who's looking? Who's looking?
Oh my god. So that was that. We also had Katy Perry perform. We had, Lady Gaga over here giving us Katniss Everdeen. We had wow, I say Dua Lipa, Demi Lovato.
Doodle Peep. Whoa, Demi Lovato was there?
Demi Lovato.
What
Yeah,
she
she
do?
was, but she was on a Zoom. She was like that late night show. Her and like Katy Perry. They were definitely like
they
a late.
her to the people.
Yeah, they were like, if you continue to watch it, it was like they had those two performing. They both sounded good. Katy Perry performed Fireworks, and then child, I don't think Demi Lovato did her song. I think she did some black song. I think it's if you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if that's the song that she sung. I feel like I don't know. I feel like she sung something black, something real black. I can't even think about it. Like it probably was like We Are the World. I don't know.
Surprisingly, I
It's a
haven't seen
multicultural song.
You said what?
Surprisingly, I haven't seen a clip of it.
Yeah.
It's all over like TikTok. I mean, sorry, Twitter. I'm mixing up things today. It's all over Twitter. Just look up Demi.
You mixing shit up and I can't get settled.
You said what?
I said you mixing shit up and I can't get settled, honey. I'm trying my damnness to settle in here, y'all. So sorry.
Listen, listen. It's so irrelevant to me. Like that's why I keep mixing it up. I'm just like, Dua Lipa and Shakira performed, and that's not even the case. I can't even. No, I'm lying. I'm lying. They weren't black. That's the.
What was their black performance?
I mean, the poet was. Shout out to
Oh,
Amanda.
my roommate just told me Yolanda Adams sang. I would have
Oh
preferred
yeah,
to hear her sing Amazing Grace to Garth Brooks, but
yeah. She
I
sung the
don't.
night before the inauguration.
Is
Yeah.
that what that was?
She sung Tuesday,
Damn,
Tuesday night.
gotta watch
So
them. Huh?
I gotta watch that. But
Yeah,
in other news, we've talked about Amorphous on the show as our Black Boy Spotlight, but he actually had Rihanna clear his Luther Vandross mashup for Fat Joe's new single Sunshine, and I'm
and I
just
guess
super
Luther Vandross
excited.
is a state too.
It's a state. Oh, a state. Yes, I said
Cause I
it's
was
a
saying,
state. Yeah, so well, it just says Rihanna cleared Luther Vandross mashup. I don't know if she speaks for both of them, but
oh no, she can't. Literally not possible.
you see, because you see what they're doing with Aaliyah stuff. They like you still won't get it
Yeah,
on.
they will absolutely sue the fuck. That's how Robin Thicke and Pharrell got sued. Marvin Gaye's estate definitely got their asses together.
Mm. Well, I'm super excited to see Amorphous with this single out here. I'm gonna try to stream it as much as I can. I see the video; it is very much Miami. Just love it. We got P Diddy up in there doing his I'm about to say shooking and jiving, but he's doing his like 2-step.
I'm trying really hard not to put you in an uncomfortable decision, Warren. I'm gonna say this real quick, and you are obviously excluded from my opinions on this, but
Mm-hmm.
niggas got real scared seeing that picture of all them around Amorphous because they was like, "Oh my god, is this nigga ready to lose some coin? Because they about to get his ass." That's why he had the tweet. He was like, it's just a video, y'all," because then people were like, "Yo, the vultures, the sharks are swarming, y'all. They swarming."
So wait, they was like, oh yeah, Warren, you was asking Warren.
I gave him a chance to bow out on that one because this one's gonna make it.
My friends messaged me that as well.
Yeah,
But it's everybody has their narrative of what goes on, so I can understand.
I respect that. Look, you are already look. We are here, honey.
I don't know what's happening.
No need for media training is what's happening. Okay.
Look, okay, he up there with Beyonce and T over there with Beyonce's team. They just, I just
That's
smile and.
This is good for everyone. This is good.
So wait, what was you?
I do want to say shout out to Amorphous. It is such a pleasure to I don't know when you guys were exposed to him, but he's been making this for a long time. So I love seeing people that I know are talented. I always say all my faves always have their moment. So that's why I know
You
you
do.
got next, aren't? Because it's true, man. Ariana, Doja Cat, like if I stand, baby, they're gonna get there. Trust and believe, Janelle Monae. Okay, I'm done. But um, I was looking on YouTube, watching his mixes, and I was like, somebody's got to figure out that this kid is talented. So it is only a matter of time. And as I've said before on this platform, when you give your time, you perfect your craft, you're passionate about it, you're going to reap the benefits. So it was
Yeah.
inevitable. It just was so crazy how quickly it happened.
It
Yeah.
you just get that one moment and then it just blow up. It's like it's amazing. Like, I've been listening to Amorphous on YouTube with his mashups of Ariana Grande music. Like anything that was Ariana Grande, I was like living for his mashups. Specifically with Positions, he did phenomenal with mashups for all of the songs on Positions. So I'm really excited to see a young man up in here doing what he loves and is just having a ball. Like
Yeah.
let me just put these beats together and fuck the world up and take it by storm, and we love that. So I'm excited to see what where he goes. I'm ready for an album. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but he's gonna be on his DJ Khaled.
Absolutely. Oh my God, yeah.
I started following him over the summer last year, and like I was like, this is hot. Like it's all the songs that you love, and it was placed perfectly. It was just hitting, and like you had no choice but to feel it. And then
Stan.
over the last few months become what it is. It's definitely beautiful. It's like watching a star become right in front of your eyes. So I completely understand. And
Yeah.
I definitely when you were talking about the like Doja Cat and all the artists that you've seen before that became like that's how it was with Ariana Grande and Washington Ashe. Like when you see them backstage and them blossom over the years. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We can't hear you just a little bit. How close are you to your mic?
Right here.
Yeah,
Okay,
baby.
there we go.
Yeah,
There we go. We want the listeners to hear you.
Got you.
We
I
want
did
the-
hear you co-sign on watching your faves get that moment. But this is what happens when you stand talent, honey. All right.
Devin got that ear. Devin has that. Yeah,
And we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna
we
talk about
will.
that.
We
Okay.
will. And we are about to move right on in. We are going right in. We kept it. Come on, Devin, go.
No, you go ahead. Well, let me
You sure? Go.
I do want to go back to the inauguration for like 2 seconds.
Go, sis.
Because I did want to give the girls their time to celebrate and have fun and everything. But I just want everyone to know that you guys are going to pay their price in hell for all the corny ass memes that you put out there on the inauguration day. That shit was tired and it was sick. When I saw Democracy's Child, I actually spit. Like, I was so upset. I'm so angry. I saw the one where somebody had Michelle Obama with her finger going, Joseph Rayshon Biden, you better do what you said you was gonna do.
Oh my God.
I understand that the pandemic has us all out of sorts. I understand that we're all residually traumatized from the freshly coming out of the Trump administration. But let's all recollect our scruples, por favor. Let's just do that. I'm sick. What I witnessed yesterday was a catastrophe, and you should all be ashamed of yourselves, and you'll pay the price in the afterlife. Know that.
I just love Biden. I just love the videos of Biden looking like I'm gonna just show up, and just this is like my second to-do list. Like this is not a priority, but it's like he just very much gave me very comfortable. I did not get the business. I didn't get the casual memo.
The most underwhelming thing about this administration, so many superb things are happening with the people he's bringing on board, which is great. I love a leader who can see talent in others. It's just so interesting that the least exciting thing about this Biden administration is Biden himself.
It's everybody around Biden, even Dr. Biden. Everybody is like, yes, fashion,
We
yes.
love you. Oh my God, everyone! Come on, Dr. Jill. We all here for it. And I actually do have high hopes for a Biden administration. I think on the way here, I was very hesitant. We're here, so there's not really much I can do now. I'm very satisfied. I will let that be known that Mr. Critical is satisfied. I am satisfied.
What?
I have no idea what the next couple of weeks or months are going to look like, and you already know that I've anticipated some mess.
Chaos.
But as of where
chaos
for real.
Devin has thought nothing high of anything that's happening. He's just like, Trump is out, but girl, we not gonna forget. Okay.
Because we still have things coming.
I did see his executive day one orders, and I was like, girl, this is a lot you gotta fix. You gotta reverse so many things. Also, he is moving student loans, extending it to September. So I said I was never gonna pay it. I seen student loans, and I said I wasn't gonna pay it anyway. So
we can go ahead and forgive that $10,000. A bitch like me will be smooth for the next. That's it. That's all my loans. But still, I just need it. Just bless me, God.
Yeah. So he's definitely he's doing a lot on his day one. I didn't see anything about adding more. I mean, I did hear 2,000. That might be on a day 2 or day 3. But I definitely know his day one was some student loans, and then reversing all of these damn racial issues that Trump has put in place. So
what a disgrace he was.
He's out.
Him again.
He's out. I don't think we have to talk about him again. He has no Twitter. So
we'll see about the impeachment process in the Senate, and then we'll figure out if we end up talking about him again.
We will figure that out. But we are here. We are back with the meat and potatoes, honey. We are with the wow. we are moving on to the reason we are here today. Our lovely guest, Wuhryn Dumas, is in the building. First of all, thank you so much. It was a quick DM, and you said yes, and I was like, oh, I didn't even have to email him. I didn't have to go through his PR team yet. You see how I said yet? I love it. Yes, we gonna get through it, but I just love how it was like very like we was on the same level. It wasn't like, my team. So thank you so much for joining us. We really are excited to have you. Your project. We're going to talk about that before we even. Let's first of all, Wuhryn, tell us about who you are and how you got into music.
Yes, please. But start.
We just are so giddy.
Where the hell you're from? Tell us that first, because I'm gonna tell you why I'm so curious to know that.
Okay. So, well, first of all, thank you guys for even inviting me. Like, seriously, like, I love y'all energy and like to be here is really fun. I'm super excited for real. So I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. No one thinks I am.
Wouldn't
do.
cross my mind.
I would have put you in Texas.
You're from Texas?
No, I said I would have put you in Texas.
Really? That's crazy. Well, no, like I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Literally lived all across East, West, North, South, and the heart of downtown Atlanta. So, it's my home, and everything about me is like city but country at the same time.
I get it.
I'm, a normal person, but I'm super dramatic at the same time. But I'm sure y'all can understand. Like I feel the energy.
We are two drama kings, queens, if you want to call us, or queen.
You're gonna give me my KW.
Just king or queen, bitch. We are dramatic.
No, I'm here for it.
Mhm.
So, I fell into love with music when I was like, I want to say maybe 6 or 7. Like I've always, heard music, but I was really like a shy kid, and I was always to myself. But when I was around, I want to say 7 or 8, of course, I was learning who I was. Also, at 7, I knew that I was queer already, and I knew what I wanted to be around. And I remember seeing some girls auditioning for, well, trying to get people to audition for chorus, and I always felt comfortable around women, so that pulled me more into that. And of course, music is music, so I went into that, and my teacher kind of basically build my confidence to be one of the solo singers in chorus. And that was the only way that I can express myself and be free. Other than that, I was really like timid, or I would walk in the cafeteria and face like this. Like it was hard to socialize with people because I grew up alone until my sister came. But doing the music, I found out that I really loved like just making sounds and playing with my voice. And then as time went by and learning myself, I realized like that's my passion, and creating is something that I love to do. So that's going to be fun. Well, also artists, a lot of great artists. Like Whitney Houston was the first singer that I heard on the radio growing up, and I fell in love with her voice, and like I wanted to imitate that, and just seeing her persona. Of course, we all know Whitney, who was very,
Yes, performer. That was
yes,
she sang too.
absolutely. And, watching that and James Brown and seeing Michael Jackson, and then when I did start chorus, I fell in love with, of course, the Queen, Beyonce, I guess. And that's what really sparked everything, honestly. So that's a little background.
Thank you for that. That was very nice to hear, because there's obviously the making of a legend. But I'm gonna speak that all today because I really mean it.
We're putting this in the air. Like I love it.
Seriously, so the reason why I wanted to know where you're from is because and I don't want to put too much in this because you are absolutely your own artist, but the same sort of like unique qualities or defining qualities of Beyonce I can like see in you. Your voice but hearing that you have been an appreciator of the craft for as long as you have is certainly pleasing to hear, because I think it gives you some credibility. So don't be surprised if I give you flowers like every 5 minutes while you're here today.
Well, I appreciate
it. Listen, this is what we do here. We want to embrace and celebrate us and all that. So I love it. Who I know do you have like anybody that's like your like go to your music artistry? Who is the person that you like absolutely adore and love, like out of the people that you mentioned or did not mention?
Well, of course, the obvious is, of course, B. But there are definitely plethoras, and some people that you wouldn't expect, like Erica Badu, who plays with so many different sounds. Like I'm still learning my sound, but I want to expand musically. So people like that, or Prince, who just created his own like just world of music. I also love gosh, it's like when it hits at your head, you like,
you like, oh no, your brain. You see, I did the same thing. I stumbled. So it's yeah.
But of course, Michael Jackson, who has just a catalog for years. Stevie Wonder,
Mm,
there even Patti LaBelle because of her dramatics and her voice is so unique. Like her technique is it like there's so many parts of music that you can pull from to create your own. And
mm-hmm,
so people definitely the legends for sure. But then there's also people in our generation like Justin Timberlake. There's even Lady Gaga at times because she plays around with different sounds and just creating her own persona around her music, as well as Solange, who is one of my main pinnacles because she has no limit. Like you can't even put her in a box. So those are a lot of people that I pull from when it comes to melodies or when it comes to just elements of music.
mm-hmm. And what do you think makes you like stand out from artists right now? Like, what is something that you like? People could come to me and get this.
I feel like, well, I know that.
I know, yes.
Well, I really know that I possess the ability to bridge all gaps. Even though I'm very unconventional, and of course, in the music industry, being queer is not, the most popular thing. But I feel like because of me being queer and having the ability to pull any ear, I feel like that's what sets me apart. I do believe there are other artists that can do the same, but I feel like with myself I'm already a contradiction and I'm already something that people are trying to not move towards to, but you have no choice but to move towards to because of the sound. It's not really narrowed. It's the topics are every human being can relate to it.
Hmm.
And the art, it's even though it's queer, it's still overall art. Like you have no choice but to appreciate it. That's what I feel.
That's
Yes.
profound. I have two follow-up questions with that. My first one is, when is your birthday? What's your sign?
I am an Aries.
I love it. Okay, okay.
We love a fire sign.
And then I'm also my moon sign is Aries as well.
Wow, not a double fire, honey. What about
And
the rising, honey? What's your
the rising is the opposite, the sister sign, which is Libra of Aries.
Mhm.
And it's funny,
Wow.
my mom and my sister are both Libras. Um, but and my birthday is exactly April 13th.
Oh yes.
yeah, my
March
my friend's
26th.
birthday?
Yeah.
We all both Aries.
Or excuse me, it's a couple days later.
No, I'm an Aries.
Okay.
Devin is not an Aries.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, fire.
Yeah. I just love our fire signs. I love like when Stevie was on the show from him podcast, literally
Mm,
the fire. I was
that's
like,
so
Aries, yes.
I wanted to know how you came to the conclusion, number one, that you are a bridge, and number two, that you're a contradiction.
Well, one, the bridge is because growing up, even though I've always been myself, I could never hide it. Um, but I just think I'm a people person, and most people are always dividing people about how they look and their background, where they're from. But I had all types of friends, like whether one is from another country, another one's from down the street, another one's more high sedity, another one's more just like hood. But I can relate to all types of people. So and I never put even though I'm different as for like my characteristic in society, I always can find the common denominator in everybody. So I feel like that's what can always make me bridge with other people. I can tap into. I mean, I'm also an actor, so I can put myself in people's shoes. So I can relate to what people are going through, even though it's not something that I personally experience. So that's why I feel like I can be in different perceptions and bridge the gap. But what I think is making me what's the second word that you said?
A
Contradiction.
contradiction.
A contradiction is that people don't expect someone queer to be able to, I guess, equate to whatever society says is the standard, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, though I can wear girl article of clothing, or I can wear my earrings, or I can sashay, but that also can still be, in our own community, we have this thing about femininity and masculinity. I believe that I'm truly androgynous. I don't shy away from my femininity. I never can, because that's my
That's
DNA.
you. Yeah.
But my masculinity is still there at the same time. And I feel like in today's society, that's a contradiction that those two can't cross. So I feel like with that and me being in the industry and doing what I want to do in my art that people don't think is marketable, or that's not what the industry wants. You're still gonna end up liking it anyway, because
Yes.
you know.
Thank you. That resonated.
Yeah.
I appreciated that. Thanks for sharing.
Thank
I
you.
love that. I love that you are embracing your masculinity and femininity and just being androgynous. I think that was what made Prince so successful.
That's exactly.
Was
Besides
understanding,
talent.
besides talent, but just like also you didn't see somebody like him at the time. You didn't see, and I think we're going into that space of like unconvention when it comes to our artistry.
Yeah.
You can be, there's a lot of amazing singers out here, but it's like, what can you bring to this platform? Like, we talk about Doja Cat a lot because like she cannot be put in a box. She
Oh,
is
honey.
somebody that she's, as we've seen, she can give you a performance of her song in any type of genre, and we will live for it. So it's like, what keeps you still grounded yet us still know that is you? And Beyonce has given us that as well.
It's the love of performance too, right? Like it is the idea of being in love with putting on shows for people.
Yes.
Wanting to engage an audience. An artist is no one if no one is there to appreciate the art, right? Like the art exists, but who's there to call it art? So
Yeah.
if you are putting on performances and you're engaging the public and the public enjoy you, people don't typically do that on accident.
Right.
So you can see the passion in Doja. She's a weirdo. She's always been a weirdo. But one
Yes.
thing about Doja is she's gonna turn that motherfucking camera on and she gonna be a weirdo for the
Oh.
people.
Okay, and we love that. Do you feel like you have any challenges as somebody that is androgynous in this industry? And can you just talk about like any proud moments that you've had throughout this time right now for you in your journey?
Definitely challenges. I've been doing this for about officially for 5 years now. So it's been definitely a bumpy road when it comes to just getting people to believe in your craft in general before you even create the music, because you can always have the vision in your head, but everyone can't see it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I've had issues with producers or people that say they will want to work, but of course they think about, oh well, it might not work because or things like that, or having engineers not really believe in your craft and kind of halfway doing their job, because they don't believe in what you're doing. And unfortunately, it's an unspoken thing, but we all know being queer is like one of those first stamps, and queer and black at the same time. So it's like,
Yeah.
but though those were definitely the heights of that. Of course, every artist, financial, starving artist, you have to really work hard. If you really want something, you gotta, you know, build this up yourself when you're independent. So those are I would say any artist will go through those turmoils if you don't have an official team already, or the backing behind it. But when you're dealing with the identity part, it's definitely difficult to have people back you. But I would say the proudest moments have probably been the last few months. Um, just the support from people. There are a lot of people that talk about numbers, and that does matter in this industry. But for me, even though I still pay attention to the statistics of everything, I still appreciate the love and the support, because to me that's a universal statistic, sorry.
Yeah. You got it.
And because the love and the support is going to overgrow all of that no matter what, because like you said, it's always that one moment or somebody that will make that turn into something else. I would say the proudest moment that has been supporting me on Twitter or Instagram, people that I don't know that will actually buy the products. Like I said, I've been doing this for like 5 years. So watching this happen in the last few months is just something that's so surreal for me. And it
Yes.
feels definitely leveled up. And I have to say that they are proud of my work. or can feel like this is something that stands for their community, like that, hearing that, that's something that you hope for, and it's not really guaranteed in the industry. So I'm proud of.
You've also got like people. You've been getting some awards too. I've been seeing you have like a nominations
Yes.
out and about too. So I'm like, we can if you want to talk about that, you can.
Into it, though.
And see, that's the thing, like that, this is so new to me because
Hmm.
I don't expect any of that, especially at this time. I'm still, growing, and to have, someone that, first of all, I want to shout out to Parks Radio for even creating a platform for indie artists to have a chance to feel appreciated for your work, and whether
Yes.
you're nominated, to be nominated by someone, especially people you don't really know, that value your work is something that is remarkable at the start of your career or in your career, any part of your career. To have someone recognize is a blessing. So I got nominated for two, and I won two. I
Hmm.
won the best video, best pop album, and to me that is like like I said, that energy is everything. Like it makes you feel like you're on the right path, and to have that love is amazing.
Yes.
You deserve it.
I deserve. I'm excited. Go, Devin.
No, you go ahead.
I think we just were ready to just get into the album itself.
Yeah.
So your most recent project, Glitter on Fire, is what we're going to talk about. Okay, we have been ready to just go into what it is, what it is, and we've been holding ourselves. We've been holding ourselves because I, first of all, to you, I'm just go the single.
The way
Okay.
it opens, girl.
Stumbled upon to you. First of all, I found out that you like did everything from scratch, correct? You said that you like produced, yeah.
I produced the beat, probably I would say maybe 4 years ago now, and I was, because I had lost my laptop the first time. I had to start from scratch, and I was like, let me just learn my PR at the time. He was also like my executive producer. He was like, learn some chords, just play around. And I'm like, okay. So I started from scratch. I played with some chords on my computer base, and I still am learning. Piano. I'm not the best, but I feel like you put your mind to it, you can make something happen. And I started playing with different samples and that they had in the program, and I just threw them on, and I started learning song structure and just really like studying how you can create a song by yourself. And then over time, that's when I came up with the lyrics, and I thought about a lot of other, of course, my inspirations. Like I thought about Beyonce, I thought about Prince, I thought about Tina Marie, I thought about a lot of old school like songs that just make you feel good and just like want you to like
Yeah.
just
Dance.
rock. And so over time, I held on to that song for about 3 years until last year before I moved to New York. I was like, I need horns on this song because it was not horns on that verse.
Beyonce.
And and the
That's
funny
smart.
thing is, like, no lie, like, I love Beyonce to death, but I feel like her and I have the same type of ear when we like something. I've always loved horns, like Michael Jackson, uh, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, like that whole Off the Wall album is literally my life. Um, so the horns, I feel like it's festive, and like it was hitting before, and my friends, they were like, I love this song. And when my friends tell me they like something, because they are very critical like I am, and I
Yes.
respect that, because I don't always like what I do. And if I like it and then my friends like it, that's when I know it's there. But I kept going like, no, I can't put this out, I gotta get some horns. So it took me forever to find someone. Like I said, working in this industry, when you're queer, it's hard to find people to work with you. And there's three black men there, and they're also heterosexual, which was a blessing, because you don't always find that people didn't want to work with you just because of the art. And they were adamant about being on it. Because at first I was like, I don't know. They sent me some ideas, and so we went into the studio, and I like kind of produced, like they had it in different sections, and I'm like, well, let's put this over here and let's put this over there. And that's what became To You. That one take that they did literally became the song. And
Wow.
here we are. And I almost was this close, y'all, to scratching it.
No freaking way. Why?
Because like I said, I was still new and I didn't have that many songs out. And I'm like, people are not gonna understand this. People gonna think this is quirky. People gonna think this is weird. They're gonna be like, what the hell is this? Because it's not, I've always wanted to create a sound of my own and never wanted to try to replicate what's already hot or what's already out there. Because I feel like once you do that, you're just standing in the line with everybody else. And but I also was terrified because I'm like, people are probably gonna think this is trash. So yeah, it's crazy.
No, it's the video and it's the song, both of those. Because I definitely want to know about the video too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's great, and we just want to keep giving you your.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How much of the details of the video do you want to share? Like, I want to know what the process of gathering that like. What was it? Was it conceptually? What was the actual like logistics of production like? Because that's a great video.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, first I want to shout out to Rajiv Satin, who is the video director and editor of the video, and then the creative director, which is Brock Edmonds, and basically, oh, also the stylist, my cousin, who's a model, Charity Woods. Basically, oh, now I have to shout out everybody else. The choreography was by Mikey, and the other dancer was Dre Shabi. And basically, you know, my creative director Brock, I've been working with him for like 5 years, whether it be live shows and things like that. And Rajiv did my first music video for Four Leaf Clover, if you guys ever seen that.
Mm-hmm.
And over the summer, the pandemic happened. I had just moved to New York, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to shoot this video. And I was like, man, everything's going wrong. But I was like, you know what? We're gonna make this happen. So Rajiv and Brock and I got on Skype and we just created a story. At first, I had an idea what I wanted. I'm very big in my mind. Don't want to do things that I know I can't afford. But
You're like, I needed. What's the budget? None. It's not one.
what I really wanted to do was be in Arizona or like the Grand Canyon, just these crazy shots. But we still kind of made that happen. And honestly, it turned out better than I thought it would in my head, whether budget or not. And that's the thing about it. Like, budget was not as expensive as most videos, and for y'all to enjoy it is something that I'm happy about. But that's the thing about Rajiv and Brock. Like they challenged me. Like there were ideas that I thought that wasn't gonna happen, and we sat there and made a storyboard on Skype and kept going back and forth, and then we would pull different pieces. With my cousin as well, we thought about different looks, and I went back home. I came actually back home to Atlanta to shoot it, and people think it's in New Orleans, and that's the thing that I'm like crazy.
I was like, you Creole.
Yeah.
It was very hot to me.
The pace is great. You engage the camera so well.
Thank
Like this, like it was. So, how many videos have you done in total?
I shot my own video. It was a video for a cover of a Miguel song. I like I said, I'm a creator. I love to play in all types of things. I like to be a part of everything, and I created that, and that kind of taught me how to, play with the camera and look in the camera, or just play with my friends, outside doing little, your own little lip syncs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm learning how edits work and timing and how things hit. That kind of, and then working with Rajiv with Four Leaf Clover. This was probably my official first video, I would say. We kind of did that in like I think 30 minutes. No, about 30 or so. No, I think we did like 4 hours. I'm lying. My girl, no. We did like 4 hours, but learning like cameras and angles and learning my body in the mirror, it kind of taught me. Also watching Tyra Banks, what's the show?
America's Next Top Model.
Yeah. Top Model. Watching that, how they used to be in the camera, or learning like their face in the mirror, it kind of taught me how to play with cameras and how to tell a story through movement. So like and working with him, he would definitely challenge you. He'll be like, move faster or be slower or like things like that. So from that video, it taught me to be ready for this one. And so that's probably about 3 videos so far.
You're so it reads so well. I think that was one of the things that made me so impressed is genuinely watching you have so much fun in front of the camera, and then to execute skill what looks like effortlessly. So it looks like you've done it several times. It was really a pleasure. I think I definitely encourage our audience to both listen to you and to you, and then also watch the video. And I almost want to tell y'all to watch the video first. Think
Ooh.
I saw the video before I
I
heard the
I seen
song.
it first. I seen the video on Instagram
It's
first, and
fun.
it was
It's
definitely
energy.
Beyonce. I literally immediately went to Deja Vu. I literally went to it was the energy in the video for me. It was just
Oh my
it made me like first of all the what I was like it was catchy. It was very catchy.
you
It was
did
something that
it.
I can yell and just where I'm at. I when I hear that part, I know what song is about to come on. I know what it is, and I think
Mhm.
it was something that was very um, unique, and I appreciate. I don't see that many queer men in artistry besides like Tadra Carr and Eminike, but like I don't see us in spaces being ourselves, being just like whoever I want to be. If I want to have rhinestones, if I want to have that, if I want to have my heel, if I want to have crop, I I love seeing that because it makes me feel the video is more free. And when
Yeah.
I was watching it, I just felt like you were just like put turn the music on and then
Yeah.
go.
It doesn't feel like a gimmick. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel forced. It doesn't even feel like pushed or exaggerated in any way. It genuine like it just fits so
Thank you.
naturally. And I think it's so easy to watch that video and see you as a credible artist and then also be entertained. Like you don't become a joke and you don't
Thank
become something that people want to like, pick up to put down.
Yeah.
you. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Like,
Like,
and I'm going to be here to stay, right? Like I'm opening this door for this is the avenue that I'm going to be in if I have to create some form of it, and I'm going to get your attention with my authentic self, but I'm going to keep you here with the talent.
thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Okay.
Listen, let's get into the project itself. So how did you come up with the title of your EP, Glitter on Fire?
The funny thing is, I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm like, I'm in my head. Well, the first thing is fire has always been an element I've been obsessed with since I was little. But then and then it also correlates with of course, my zodiac sign.
Mhm.
And I always felt like because I'm super passionate about what I do, fire is like the element that I can resonate with. I also love the phoenix. So fire has always been around me because I thought about naming it Phoenix. I thought about naming all these other names. But then I thought about like glitter, like how, and I love glitter, like literally. I used to like throw glitter on me before I went to work.
Bam! Bam! Yeah.
And like I just always was like, like back in like the legends used to always wear outfits that were glittery and just shiny all the time. And I always thought like if you're a star, you're supposed to glitter and like, and I felt like I was just my coworker at the time at my old job. She was like, you should really brand Glitter on Fire. Like that is literally you. That's who you are. Like
Yeah.
you're super flamboyant and dramatic, but you're super fiery and aggressive when you do things. And I'm like, that is like a great correlate. So shout out to Audrey Everett because she made me really realize like that phrase really is who I am as an artist and a person. And the glitter represents the femininity, the dramatics, and the over the top. But then the fire is the passion, the aggressiveness, and like I said, the androgynous feel of the two energies. And so I felt like this project, all the songs are given those moods of like their vibes, but then they're also like bops. But there's also like this undertone of like soul and aggressiveness, but it's still pop.
Yeah.
So
Because that to you is definitely a super pop song with like R&B vibes, but the I love an R&B hit. And there's one song. I wonder if you can guess what I'm saying it is. There's one song on there that was like I was like, oh, this is my R&B chart song. Like this is the one I want to hear on the R&B radio station. Do you know which one it is?
I feel like it's right.
Hey, I was like, yes.
the vocals. After I do my makeup, listening to this EP, and I said, "Well, wait a freaking minute!"
Wait a minute.
And like you get to the vocals at the end, and I was like,
We don't know what you said, but it's okay.
"Number one."
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome. No, thank you. I wanted to know more about how that song came about. God, so much emotion. And such a good use of your vocals. You obviously use them in such different ways throughout the entire EP, but it was the passion behind them that told me that that was an R&B song. I was like, I may not be able to point every R&B song out here, but I know that. I know my here.
Well, the funny thing is, like, I was at home. Well, I was living with my mom at the time, and I actually had a haircut appointment that I had to go to. And I was just playing around, listening to different beats just to figure out like what is going to hit me. Because I'm, like I said, I'm super critical and I can't just like anything. And when something hits me, like I get stuck to it. And I heard the instrumental of it. The producer is called Cheap Limousine, and he's also the producer of Greenlight.
Go. You got the green light.
So I found the beat and I was like, yo, I'm feeling something, like I don't know what it is. So I was like, let me just turn on my mic and just like freestyle whatever melody that comes in my head. And so I was just going, and like sometimes you really do have that stroke of genius that just literally like you can like you know how people jam out in a jam session with a guitarist, or like or they're just chilling with friends and they're like coming up with rhymes or whatever. I was just flowing like this melody that just kept going. And then over time, I found the words, like I was thinking about what is this song saying to me? Like in the way that the progressions was going, I was thinking about like riding in the car, and I've always felt like I wasn't the greatest writer. And I wanted to push myself, and I also wanted to prove to myself that I could create an R&B song, because I think people were so used to me just doing pop music and just being in one place, and I felt like that's not who I am. I wanted to really like have a record that I can be like, yo, this is good. And I want to challenge myself vocally, because sometimes I'm really brash and I'm all over the place and I want to be loud and I want to do all these tricks. But even though there are tricks in the song, but I wanted it to be like real, and I wanted it to be refined, and I wanted it to be something that was classic and that I could listen to and be like, yo, I can ride in the car to this and just hear this over and over. And that's how I came up with the lyrics. I'm like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about a journey. Let's talk about if I am in the car with somebody that I love or I want to like be with, you know, I want it to feel like I'm on a ride. I want to feel like I'm in love with them and there's a journey going. And I literally came up with this song. I actually was super late to my haircut appointment because I was stuck on that song and I had to get it out. And of course, at the time I was single, but that's what I was feeling. And I wanted that.
Listen. Okay.
Those two songs really jumped out at me. Now, I so much so that I made sure to tell Devery.
Yes.
I love hearing the story behind how my favorite songs were created, and I definitely wanted to make sure I gave you more flowers on.
Thank you.
The like, if you gonna walk away today, you gonna know them two shits. Them my motherfuckers. That's my shit. Okay.
I definitely To You and B is mine. I'm curious too. What made you choose B as a video? What made you choose that? And also, it was like an interlude, correct? It was very. So, what made you go on that route with B? Because I was like, I need more. I need perform.
I need extended version of the next project, and I'm like, we'll see. We will see. The thing about B is like it was something like I said, I love Erykah Badu. Also, I love Kimbra. I love and Solange. Like they have this like eerie world of sound where it's like you can't even classify what it is, and it's just like this experience. And I felt like the beat itself was like I was listening to it, and I'm like I don't know where I'm at. I feel like I'm in space or like some planet, but it's taking me there. And the way that the beat was hitting, it was giving me like these hip hop pockets,
Mm-hmm.
and it made me want to play with like my cadence of how I sing. Like I wanted to like, even though I'm not a rapper, I never will be. Um, I like to, if intertwine different elements of sound. Like some of how I'm singing it is kind of like a hip hop rap type of cadence, but there's this R&B, but also whimsical vocal that's coming in, and it for some reason at that time I was thinking about a person
That's
that
that music comes from that. I will name
literally the whole EP is from like
a nigga.
and, and that song itself, like I feel like most people deal with, whether it's five different people who say they into you, but somehow we never click or link the relationship. You always wondering like, what's it gonna be? Like, what you gonna do? Like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Come in, you come out, then you here, then one moment you disappear, and I'm like, what's it gonna be? Like, what are we doing? And I feel like the reason I wanted to make it an interlude is because it's an ongoing question. It's like, what is it going to be? Like, you never really know with the situation. So I feel like it makes you want to go back to the song, and that's the same question that you're always going to have. What is it going to be? That's why
Yeah.
it makes people loop to the song, and I actually love it. It's kind of, it's genius, but like fucked up at the same time.
It's hypnotic. What the thing about me, it was
Wow.
very hypnotizing.
Yes, that's
Y'all
why I
do.
wanted it to be the way it was.
That's how y'all do, because that's what freaking Victoria Monet did with Big Boss. I play that over and
Oh,
over and over and over and over again. I can never get
I
enough of
love
Big
that
Boss.
song. And I'm like, really?
Uh-huh. It yeah, and it seems like it just, if you loop it, if you repeat it, it just sounds like it's perfect. Like it does not need to stop because it has a continuancy about it.
It hits you
Yes.
the same way every single time.
Yeah, I never, and I sometimes I'm in there. I hate interludes on certain projects. I do, and I will name. I hate interludes, but B was something I was like, okay, well, what's that?
You know what it is for me? Interludes are like the glue for a story for me. Like I love interludes because I love projects that tell a full story, or
Mhm.
at least that can string together songs that have a commonality to make them a story.
Yes.
So I feel like I know that we're like in a singles culture,
Mhm.
which I'm gonna try to not to sound like an old ass when I when I criticize singles culture. But I mean, you lose the art of storytelling, so I always appreciate any artist who is so much of an artist that their interest is building a project that is cohesive and that actually hits people in an emotional way in a journey.
Yes, that's always my goal, literally. Because I feel like if you're gonna listen to a project, I need to feel like I'm stepping into your world, and that whatever you have to say, I'm gonna leave out of it and want to come back into that experience.
What
So
Mhm.
I'm
what
happy.
did Beyonce say? The girls aren't making albums anymore.
They're not.
But it's true.
Yeah.
I'm an advocate. I'm one of those. I'm probably an old head too because I experiencing music back in the day was really like experiencing music. You really didn't even care about who they were dating or who they were talking to. Like you want to feel the art and you want to like the artist. You want to be in their world and like it's a mystery. You want to know why did you do this and I relate to this and like you want to stay. I mean, we came here for music. It's the music industry, and I feel like if it's not about that, then what we do?
Yeah. I think I definitely agree with that. I think when I take albums, projects more seriously, when I can like listen to it, and I want a journey. I want to be able to be like, I can't even get past this first song because like I'm already like into it, and then I go to the next song, and it's like this track that just like it sounds like a whole project
Yeah.
and not an album of singles, which I appreciate with artists. Is
Ooh.
I needed to seem like this project is like wrapped, sealed, bowed together, like everything has its intentions. And I think that's what, and I go back to Hotels because that to me that album is something, even the interludes on it makes sense because the interludes go into the song or make
Yeah.
sense with that specific song. So
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
It sets the tone for how you consume the project. Because I know that there are certain when an album has shifts, when it is driven by its interludes, and you can feel whether it be the topic of the album or just the overall sentimental shift. you start then picking like, oh, I'm in this particular mood. Let me go listen to this part of the album. Like I might
Yeah.
go and listen to the, you know, last three songs in
Tiana Taylor did it
Juice Box.
with
Exactly.
her most recent project. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you like, I want to listen to this artist, but I want to feel this type of way. Let me listen to these three
Right.
songs real quick, like these
Hmm.
Right.
two songs. You know what I mean? It really
Yeah.
does direct, and that's creating it's creating an experience for your listener. You really do get to guide them. Like you kind of you shape their experience. That shit is dope. Like fuck it, that's great.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know that you're. Oh, sorry, Devin. It was
No,
breaking
yeah.
up. Oh, it's always weird with Zoom that you can't. You like literally are like. But so I know your album dropped during COVID, and I want to know how did COVID impact your music or your artistry? Even though you did drop the album, you said, and you also had a listening party, which I was like, shout out to you for actually being able to do that with safe proximities and precautions and all that. But how has that affected your artistry?
Um, I would say I believe it was a help, honestly. I feel like even even down to financially, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like it made more attention, like because everyone is at home and everyone is way more on social media than before because you really can't go to social settings as much, and you really most people are at home and they are on their phone, and, which is why people are going kind of crazy. But
Mhm.
I feel like it was helpful to get it circulated, especially in our community, and then to other communities because, like I said, everyone is paying attention more to content and they want to be stimulated. And I feel like, I mean, I've never received these numbers or like much people paying attention to me as before. And you could be talented all day, but it's really about the engagement and people seeing what's going on. And
That's right.
I feel like it impact very well and positive. Only thing is, I wish that I was able to be in venues, to be more in front of people so they can get the real deal.
That's what
And
Lexi is for.
people that didn't see you on social media get the chance to see you. Um, and that's probably the one little hit of it all.
Mhm.
I did have a listening party. It was more of an intimate setting, but I felt it was great to have because I haven't performed in like over a year. So it was great to have that. But then feeling the energy was very authentic. Like you could tell if somebody ain't rocking, you could tell like it ain't hitting. But everyone
Yeah.
really positive and the reaction was great. Oh, and to piggyback off of making the video for B, which I showed at
Oh
the
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
party. I chose that song because it was completely different from every other song, and I wanted to give a chance to show people that I have other elements to offer on the EP. And also the song is just like I said, it's mesmerizing, and I wanted to show a different side, a more calm and just more artistic side of myself, and more toned down, so people can understand that this isn't just one little gimmick happening. Yeah.
So much
Yes.
intention behind your artistry. That's certainly recommendable. Like
You said
I
what?
really, uh, I said there's so much intention behind your artistry.
Yes. Like
Very commendable is what I meant.
I just always wanted to be real and not to like. I always feel like if you're authentic and really have a purpose for what you're doing, it's gonna hit somebody regardless. But when you're like doing it just for like views or to go viral, I feel like it's never gonna stand the test of time.
Jeffrey and I just had that conversation. We actually have that conversation relatively often. Just about how you know, when you do seek to do something for some arbitrary reason, I mean, you just don't put the same effort into it and you don't chase after the things that are going to bring you lasting success or even just like real benefits, right? Like, and people can sense that. They can sense when
Yeah,
you're pandering or when you're trying to give them some like bullshit versus something that they actually enjoy.
Yeah.
right.
I
Agreed.
think yeah. We want that. We believe that is something that keeps people entertained, and that's what keeps people in certain fields that they're in. Is when you can tell when somebody loves what they're doing or is putting the love and passion, like experimentation. Like I love people when people experiment. I love when people try things that are out of their comfort zone because then once they like it, then they can add that to their palette, you know? So
Correct.
like with B, you try something different. Now you're like, okay, I can do this. People are receptive of it. Let me put this in my pocket just in case I want
Yeah.
to spice things up. So it's really, yeah. When people
No,
experiment, I
I
love it.
wanted to know if it felt weird for you to say that you've gotten a lot of benefit from the pandemic as far as your music career is going so far. Does that feel strange to you to say that?
Um, honestly, I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like God works in the most crazy ways, and this is one of the most crazy ones. I feel like, not to say it's the benefit of myself, I feel like a lot of people. I mean, energy is energy, and I feel like some people have benefited in things because of the situation that's going on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there have been terrible things that happen as well. But I feel like the energy you carry, whatever situation is going to work out for you, and somehow.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
I feel like it is weird because it is kind of like
No, it's
without COVID, it's like, would people really be checking? Or it's like, would I still be like under this rock trying to climb up out of it because there are so many other talented people and so many other things that people are intrigued by, what people really have seen. So it's
I,
really weird. I don't, because I would never know if it would be the same without COVID.
you can never go back in time.
Correct. And here's the thing, and I didn't I didn't want to set you up with that question, but I know that that's a question that people have. I know that that's been in people's minds because I'm one of the people who I said last year, like I know that a lot of people have died because of this pandemic, but I was blessed not to be adversely affected by it in the same ways. And as a matter of fact, we have had so much more creative liberty and time with the podcast as a result of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And people are at home, they're listening to podcasts, and people are interested in and being entertained in new ways since they can't go outside. So this is naturally a good time for people to find out that they're good at things that they didn't know they're good at, or to see success in things that they wouldn't that people would not normally have been slowing down enough to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also had made a point earlier at the beginning of the pandemic that in any situation where someone loses, someone else wins, and that's always going to be the case. And not really anything you can do about that. It's just kind of like divine
Yeah.
layout.
Yeah.
Um, but I definitely understand that this has been a blessing for you in many anticipated ways. So
Yeah.
shout out to you for that.
Thank you.
I wanted to know if you have any upcoming projects.
Right now, honestly, I wanted to really embark on this EP, because I feel like there's so many, literally every song literally stands on its own. And I really want to put a lot of time and quality into this project and prolong it to where it's really my brand. Um, because I feel like, EPs putting out multiples is nice because it keeps people attention, but I feel like and some music does stand the test of time, but I feel like being an independent artist, it is important to like stand on that one project for a minute because even major artists stand on an album for about a year or two sometimes, and they will
Yeah.
embark on every song. If the songs are hitting, people are going to continue to pay attention. And I feel like with me still growing as a new artist, I want to really like push this EP as far as I can. My goal is to have a couple more music videos, to showcase the range of visually, and but also showcase all the other songs because a lot of people have found me through to you, and I'm grateful because I love that song and it's my baby, and I hope it's still growing slowly, but it's gonna make it somewhere. But with that being said, I know people love other songs on the EP, and my next goal is to have a new single, another video to drive people and a different audience because every song is different, and
Yeah.
I want to also do live performances, virtual performances, to showcase that I'm a true performer. I love to sing in the studio, and I love to make videos, but the stage is literally like that's my home for real. And I want to showcase that it's not just all recording and lights and cameras and stuff. It's really like
Yeah.
it's coming from me. And hopefully by the end of this year, I mean we don't know because the vaccine situation is here. Hopefully we'll be somewhere in a venue. But other than that, I just want to create so much more, and then hopefully either extend this project, add more songs to it, or eventually create a new project. So, but right now we making this fire like burn.
Ride it till the wheels fall off. Do you think you'll give us a video for every song on the EP?
Honestly, I, that would be a great goal because I would love to try to create um, a bigger story. Like maybe hopefully try to find a way to make a visual like
Yeah.
like journey.
Yeah.
I always love those. Like we always love those.
Yes.
And I love storytelling. Like I used to write stories that nobody would read. I'm very in my head. I have like this. I'm just a real character when I play around. Like I'm a kid at heart. So I feel like I could do a lot visually with my songs and more than people would expect. Also sound wise, like if I do extend it, it might be something that's bigger than what I expected to be. But I I would say because I already have Be Into You. That's what 3, 4 more songs that I would
Yeah,
have to
four
have.
more. Yeah.
My goal is to shoot 3 more videos, so it might end up.
I just want
you
ride.
know,
If I could just get ride, then
He's like, if you
you
need some
can
creative
whatever songs
directors.
you want, but I know what I
listen,
want.
listen. What song did you play?
Right.
I'm gonna give it to y'all first. I'm gonna give it to y'all first because I really love y'all. That is the next goal for a video. Um,
Yay! Y'all hear it first on the podcast.
Love an inside scoop.
Listen, I
it's definitely it's hot. I'm
yeah.
not. It's definitely something I want to
Good for
get.
me.
Yeah, I need you to just go to a tennis court and just perform.
Honestly,
Chloe
shit.
and Halle,
If Chloe and Halle can do it, baby. Maybe
if
that's what you
Chloe
gotta
and
do.
Halle, you need to pull up on Instagram Live.
I'm
You,
and I'm trying to like plan things out because I'm like I
yeah,
said, independent, but with my team like Rajiv and Brock, they're pretty much like I am. We make things happen, and we like because in the real industry, people do things that at times that you wouldn't expect people to do them, or
yeah,
like it's a lot of crazy chaos that you're making it happen anyway. So we're kind of like on tip. We're like it doesn't matter what we got to do. Let's figure this out. So hopefully my goal is by at least March, April, I have a couple more content to
yeah.
give live and music video wise. So
Can't wait.
I'm gonna make it happen.
I can't wait to see it.
I love.
Thank
I do have just one more question for you
okay.
because I see you manifesting on Twitter every day. I see you speaking great things over your life. Every single time I see it, I'm like, yes, you love to see it.
Thank you.
I want because this is something that we like to do on the podcast. I want to ask you what is an accomplishment that you expect to achieve that'll make you say like, even though we never really feel like we made it, like wow, I really made it. Like I'm at least on the path. Like
Woo! I think the one that will really solidify it for me. Well, there's two. There's one of a dream, and then there's one that can truly be. Well, they both could be reality. But in general, I would love to just be recognized by a figure that will really take me on and embark in my craft and really take it seriously and try to create not try but really create a legacy and start at least to be able to start it. I feel like someone that would just give me the opportunity to really work hard at it because I feel like not feel but I know that I will put my all into it because this is all I think about every day.
Yes.
It's the reason why I wake up. um but opposite of that, but in the same regards, if Miss Carter ever, I mean, I
Okay.
don't give a crap if her team liked one thing, even if her team liked something or
they will.
whatever, I will know that this is what I came for. Like this is why I'm here because the it's the drive that I have. Like
Devin, like,
No, because
that's all.
Beyonce stands talent. I stand talent. Every Beyonce knows talent when she sees that you've got it. It's happening. I also appreciate that you do something that I found myself doing over the last year. When you use language that doesn't precisely put you where you want to be, you immediately correct it. Which is, I think, a great sign of putting yourself on a self-manifested like path. Like you're right there.
Yes.
I don't feel. I
I
know
know.
fact that
Right.
this is
Okay.
like, claim it,
Yeah.
name it, claim it.
Because it's like, word, I've learned that over time. And there are times I said things I shouldn't have said and it actually manifested. Like,
Yes.
words are the most powerful tools in the
It is.
universe.
They are.
The fact that language exists and we can understand it itself, that lets you know that words are magical and your intentions, like you may think something will happen, even the things that you want, because they're also success is scary as well. So it's like on your journey, it's like the things that you do and the things that you say will come back around. And I try to make sure that like I am in tune with that because your subconscious doesn't know what's real or fake.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
I agree.
I mean, I love it. I forgot to ask you this in the beginning, but I wanted to close out on asking you, what does Black Boy Joy mean to you?
Oh, wow.
Yes. Well, Black joy to me is having the inner child in yourself always there, and realizing that you are happiness. Like, of course, we have our own emotions and we have different channels, but at the end of the day, like it's about that's your soul inside and what you embody. People can make you upset and things can happen, but it's like your overall tone and your own bubble, your own aura is what you can exude to other people. And being a black boy, of course, we know the story time and time again. Black people are seen as aggressive, or we can't be in different boxes. We're always just in this one little category of a person. But I feel like being a black boy and having joy, it defies all of that. It shows that you can be any type of person, whether you want to be a nerd, whether you want to be, sassy, whether you want to be dramatic, whether you want to be, more coy, more settled. All of that is your joyness. Like you can just literally be who you want to be and exude that without having to go by society's standard of what a black boy is supposed to be. And also for me personally, black boy joy is literally being whimsical and free and not caring about what people have to say.
Yes. We love that. We always ask our guests that because this is what we're on the platform for, is to always remind ourselves and others that what Black Boy Joy means and that it can be different across all spectrums. So thank you.
Side note before you.
It's the creep behind
It is the creep for me. Devin, what's going on?
I don't want to end today without asking you guys if you're going to watch the verses tonight. Did
Is it
neither of
tonight?
you know that that was happening tonight at 8 o'clock
No.
on the 21st of January at 8 o'clock?
I didn't know they pushed it again.
Yeah, what day did you think it was gonna be?
Never. They
Oh,
already
girl.
can't. I thought it was canceled.
I hope I didn't make it up. I was told via Twitter. I gotta Google shit first, but I was told via Twitter that that shit was happening today at 8 p.m.
Third time's a charm, hopefully, but it's like the boy that cried wolf. Y'all said it was supposed to happen twice.
Yeah,
And
that
then
second time was it for me.
right. So I mean,
I was just like, it ain't happening. So
yeah,
That what the people say.
I mean, it might be happening. I will be tuning in here and there, but it's on live. It's on Instagram Live. The production is reversed, so
Okay.
it's the production is what backwards because
Yep. Here we go. Tonight, 5
oh, it
p.m.
is.
PT, 8 p.m. ET. That's right. I ain't make it up. I told y'all I ain't lying.
Wow.
Well, I hope the girls get their flowers. I hope the girls get. I'm going to be working out. I'm about to work out as soon as we're done with this.
You ain't even had the notice. I don't blame you, honey, because I just found out today. So
Yeah. I'll probably turn it on in the background, but when you keep saying something that's supposed to happen and it doesn't happen, and also it hasn't had the pubbing that it had as the first one, so I think that is the issue for me as well. Like the second one, I heard through ear, and then I think the day of or the day before they canceled it. So then today, I didn't even know that they moved it to today. So
I think this is Ashanti's fault. I actually think Ashanti is who we have to blame for that. God
Okay,
bless.
we can't confirm that. Definitely.
At
Oh
least
well,
for the first one, she is.
yeah,
We
she
can confirm it.
did have
If she had done what she was
COVID.
supposed to do the first time, we wouldn't even be at a third. We wouldn't have been at a second. So it is her fault. Ultimately,
Devin is like,
welcome.
I don't care what you say. She shouldn't have been out here in Jamaica, in Dubai.
Up in an entirely different continent. So she did too much. That's like Kenya. She did too much. So love you, Ashanti, but that's your fault. But
Yeah,
that's all. I just want to know if y'all are watching it or not.
I mean it'll be in the background.
I'm gonna get a nap because I gotta do it overnight tonight.
Oh, come on. Let's do that. But thank you. Like I said, Warren, we really appreciate you being on here. We hope our listeners, which we assume they will because you are creative, they will listen to your music immediately after. What platforms would you want people to follow you on our show?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Warren Dumas. That's WuhrynDumas. The S is silent.
Thank you.
And also you can go to my website wuhryndumas.com for all of my content.
Yes. And like we always say, if you would like to continue conversation with us on our platforms, you can hit me up on my Instagram and Twitter at underscore Lord Every. That is underscore LORDEVERY
And you
on
guys know
Instagram and
that you
Twitter.
can follow me on Instagram at Derwin King. That's DERWINKING. And on Twitter at Free Negro. That's FREENEGREAUX.
And if you would like to continue the conversation on the podcast platform, you can hit us up on Instagram and Twitter at That Black Boy Joy. And also, if you would like to write in and be a guest on the show, you can hit us up at That Black Boy Joy Podcast at gmail.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we post all of our audio and visuals of the podcast that we've had in the past and current. So check that out as well. And also, lastly, we do have a listserv that we are starting. So if you all would please go to our email, go to our link in our bio on social media, click, join our listserv, get all that because we'll be having some content come out for you all soon. So please do that for us. And like we always say, please be so in love with who you are.